Well, let's move on to other news and the latest from Turkey, where President Erdogan has revealed that the first delivery of the Russian S-400 defense system would take place within the next 10 days. Erdogan was also certain that Turkey would be able to resolve disagreements with the US caused by the S-400 deal. Speaking at the final news conference from the G20 summit on Saturday, the Turkish president had said that Washington would not impose sanctions over the purchase of Russia's S-400 system. Remember, Turkey and the United States, both NATO allies, have been at odds over Ankara's decision to purchase the S-400. Washington had warned of sanctions if the delivery took place, but Turkey has dismissed them, all reiterating that it would not back down. But after the Trump came historic meeting at the demilitarized zone, talks with Pyongyang over North Korea's nuclear program will resume mid-July. The U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo has indicated that preparations will begin immediately.
Wasn't that a gamble, the way he did it?
Mr. Secretary, what did you hear from Chairman Kim that makes you think they're ready to deal?
I don't want to say too much about that. I'll leave the President to talk about the substance of the conversation, since it was from the American side, just he and I at the meeting. I'll leave it to him to talk about the things he didn't share already. But I left there with a recognition, I think, that Chairman Kim really wants to get something done, something very significant, that we want to do so in a timely way. The President said we're in a hurry. I think that's true.
In no hurry.
Yeah, the President said that repeatedly. I think Chairman Kim shares that view. We'll proceed with, what was it? All deliberate speed.
The U.S. President Donald Trump became the first sitting U.S. president to set foot in North Korea on Sunday when he met Kim Jong-un in the demilitarized zone. The meeting has initiated a spur-of-the-moment tweet by Trump. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un said he was surprised by Trump's invitation to meet him at the North-South Korea border. But they are no closer right now to narrowing the gap between their positions since they walked away from their summit in February in Vietnam. The second summit in Hanoi broke down after the two sides failed to narrow differences. The U.S. demands that North Korea should give up its nuclear weapons. On the other hand, North Korean have demanded sanctions relief. In the meanwhile, Prime Minister Shinzo Abe has said that Japan will continue to support the United States and North Korea's process. He wished for talks between Donald Trump and Kim Jong-un to result in positive developments. Well, the European Union and Vietnam have reached a landmark free trade deal. This is the first such deal between Brussels and a developing Asian nation. The deal would lead to a tariff reduction on 99% of goods. The EU has called it one of the most ambitious free trade deals ever.
Is the biggest investor globally. But here in Vietnam, it has so far been relatively modest. It stood at just over 8 billion euros in 2016. But with the new investment protection agreement, this will increase. It will replace old-style bilateral agreements, ensuring a high level of investment protection through a clear definition of standards. Once in force, this will provide fantastic opportunities, providing jobs and growth on both sides. On the EU side, we hope for a swift ratification by the European Parliament, and for Vietnam, we hope for the same thing in the National Assembly. The sooner we see the agreements through, the sooner business, workers and consumers can benefit.
Eurozone is Vietnam's second largest export market after the United States, with main supplies comprising garment and footwear products. However, the deal that is yet to be ratified faces several roadblocks. It is yet to be approved by the European Union Parliament. Many member states have objected to the deal, citing communist-ruled Vietnam's human rights records. An emergency European Union summit to decide on the top job has run into trouble yet again. Leaders from 28 European Union countries are having a tough time in deciding the candidate for the top posts that will run the European Union for the next 5 years. The positions include the President of the European Commission, the President of their own Council and a foreign policy chief. They are seeking a balance for men and women in the top positions and also a balance between the eastern and western member states. So far, Dutch socialist Frans Timmermans has emerged as the favourite to be named the next chief executive, but centre-right European leaders have rejected the plan. His supporters ran into unexpected tough opposition from Poland, Hungary, Czech Republic and Slovakia.
I'm a candidate on behalf of the socialist family, and we'll see what the leaders decide, if they decide anything tonight.
Do you think it will be decided tonight?
Well, it could be.
Are there any positions for women, and are there any posts for
Well,
women?
we're all very much on the line that we need more gender balance in the positions in Europe.
What do you think V4 will do? I mean, they
We'll
don't
see.
want to support you.
We'll see. We'll see.
The outgoing European Union President and former Luxembourg Prime Minister Jean-Claude Juncker too has backed the 58-year-old deputy, saying that he has to be taken seriously into account.
France is one of those who have to be taken seriously into account when it comes to the appointment of the President of the Commission.
Meanwhile, demonstrators gathered in Brussels to demand climate action by the EU leaders. They chanted slogans and held banners to draw attention to their cause outside the European Council building, where leaders met but did not discuss climate policy.